Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. So I was just on my man Baylor Rick TV's channel. Shouts out to Ingram. He just got done doing a interview with Amir Mansour, and he's talking about Dillian Whyte. I'm gonna leave the interview in the comment section for you guys. Listen to it. Come to your own surmise about it. All right, but from what I got from that interview is he wants to fight with Dillian Whyte, and Dillian Whyte doesn't want to fight with him. He also went on to talk about because Ingram did an interview with him, I believe, last week, and he told Ingram that he should have some news by Monday about this Dillian Whyte fight. They're talking about November the 4th. I know Whyte and Hearn, they want to try to get him on the October 28th, but I'm just going over what he said in the interview, all right? It was something about a date for November 4th, and he said he was getting a text message from his promoter. He even showed Ingram these text messages according to this interview, and Ingram confirmed that he did receive some text messages from him. And anyways, Mansour was saying that, my promoter said that, hey, well, we're trying to work something out with them. And then his promoter contacted him and said that they were talking to Whyte's people and Whyte doesn't want to fight him. That's according to Mansour, all right? I know Dillian Whyte says differently. And look, here's my thing about when guys say nobody wants to fight me. To me, that is so... okay, when I hear that, fine. Maybe there are some guys who you want to fight. You probably got three guys who you want to fight and you can't get those guys in the ring. My thing is the next best thing to do is look for somebody that actually does want to fight you. Try to work a deal out with them. Don't just go the journeyman route. And I'm not saying that Whyte is going to do that October 28th or November 4th, whenever he's going to fight in a few weeks here. I'm not saying he's going to do that. All right, we still have to wait and see who Hearn can select. But yes, I've heard that Heleni is turned down. I actually seen Lucas Brown publicly turn the fight down with Whyte. Who else did they say? I heard Whyte say that Charles Martin turned down the fight. That's what I heard from, him. So if that's true that those guys turned down smoke, they didn't want no smoke with you, that's cool. But you do have somebody out there that is willing to fight you, though. Amir Mansour. I know Dominic Brazil, that was being talked about. I know Brazil came out on Instagram saying, hey, set up the fight. Then I'm hearing something. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if it's a money issue. I'm not sure. But that fight hasn't been signed yet. So, let's just say Brazil doesn't want the fight. Let's say he changes his mind. My thing is, I think Hearn should just reveal, maybe he can't. Maybe, it's not the business thing to do, but maybe he can just reveal how much he was offering these guys so then the fans, we can get a better feel for, okay, but why did they turn down the fight? You know what I mean? He has no problem revealing 3-4 million offered to Wilder, which is cool. Tell us. We want that information. But also tell us how much did you offer Charles Martin? How much did you offer Helenius? How much, why can't we disclose that information as well? Let's just go all down the board, not just with Wilder, with everybody. According to Amir Mansour, he said that he was being very reasonable. He doesn't, try to skyrocket his price when he fought Washington and Brazil and all these other guys. He never tried to get out of fights with pricing himself out. Amir Mansour, in my opinion, just listen to his interviews and just his character as a man, just from what I see from outside looking in, he seems like a straight shooter. Don't seem like he's going to do much lying and bullshitting us around. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see Whyte versus Brazil, October 28th. I think that makes a lot of sense. But if he can't get that fight, don't just sit around and tell us who doesn't want to fight you. Then let's just, okay, that's cool. We can use that. That's fine to say that. But then there are guys that do want to fight you. And according to Mansour, this is the second time that Whyte, according to him, has turned down the fight. When Whyte came over here to fight Malcolm Tan, before they selected Malcolm Tan, when he was just looking for an opponent for the Crawford and Dongo undercard, I actually did a video about it. Amir Mansour had both hands raised up, like, hey, I'll fight you. And then, Whyte and his team, or Whyte was saying he wanted a tall opponent. He didn't want a short opponent or short, whatever. So I get it. Heleni has turned down fights. According to Whyte, Heleni has turned down the fight. He said that's fine. Brown, that's cool. How about somebody that actually does want to fight? And this would be an entertaining fight. I know some guys that say, but who's Amir Mansour? He hasn't blah, blah. He's won a lot of minor titles. Listen to this interview. And you can go on BoxRec and look for yourself. He's won a lot of minor WBC titles, WBA titles. I mean, he's won a lot of them. The little junior titles. Now, they're not the regular or the, the title of each sanctioning body, but he is decorated. You know what I mean? Fred Cassie, some people think Jarrell just beat Gerald Washington, but before he beat Washington, some people were saying Fred Cassie was his best victory. Amir Mansour knocked Cassie unconscious. Cassie gave Areola hell and trouble. Even made it a little bit tricky for Huey Fury. And this is somebody who even made it tough for Brazil, did Fred Cassie. And this is somebody who Amir Mansour knocked unconscious. So then Amir Mansour just went on to beat Travis Kaufman, a decent win. It's a nice pickup, nice victory. He fought Washington in Brazil just like that, no excuses. When the Oscar Rivas fight was made and brought up, he was willing to fight him just like that. Oscar Rivas failed the eye exam. This is somebody that will fight anybody. He's also went on to call out Wilder numerous times and all these guys. So I'm pulling for Amir Mansour, man. I want him to get a fight against somebody. You know what I mean? To me, he's somebody that when he talks and really says he'll step up and take that fight, I believe he will. Another one, Povetkin. Povetkin team, according to Mansour, had a pick between Radinko and Mansour when Povetkin fought Radinko. They didn't want Mansour. They went with Radinko. You know what I mean? And he was willing to travel to Russia and the whole nine. He just said, yeah, sign me up. Obviously, you want the money to be reasonable. You know what I mean? But he's not trying to cash out on his career, by fighting another contender. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. It's just when guys say nobody wants to fight me, it's like whenever they say that, I can find 4 or 5 guys who would fight him, So what do y'all think about this? I would want the Whyte versus Brazil fight because both of those guys are highly rated by a few sanctioning bodies. I know Amir Mansour is in the top 15 of, I believe, 1 or 2 of the sanctioning bodies. And his style, man. Styles make fights. It'd be very entertaining. You cannot tell me that Dillian Whyte versus Amir Mansour wouldn't be very entertaining. That'd be an entertaining fight. So if Brazil doesn't come to fruition or whatever happens or for whatever reason it don't happen, let's try to make Amir Mansour. And also, if these guys are turning down the fight, I think since Hearn shares information about Wilder, let's share it about everybody. So just we can know, like, hey, man, this guy turned down 200,000 or this guy, or Hearn only offered him 10,000, or you guys get what I'm saying? So we can know where to go with this information. Not just, he turned down the fight. Okay, but why did he turn down the fight? Was it the money? Is it because was it enough money and the person is worried? We can gauge the situation a little bit better. But you guys, leave me in the comment section. I'm rambling now. I'll leave the interview in the comment section for you guys, man. I'm out.